YouTubers, and thank you for tuning in to the Dice of That toy review. And today is actually going to be quite a very different toy review. I'm just pretty much shaking the bed here at the moment though, because I forgot to at first. But yes, it's going to be one of these videos where it's actually going to be quite raucous and noisy at the moment here, because I've actually got two train sets. If I grab the webcam here, look at that. We've got a blue and white high-speed train and a track blaster loop. Obviously that blue and white high-speed train is from Kenny's Rail, which is obviously it's very expensive and very hard to find outside of Japan. Right here in general, obviously I love the Japanese trains a lot today. Got a bit of a Japanese theme going on here today, because obviously our first product we're going to be taking a look at is, well, something very, very obvious. That there is of course a flip-up Origami MAGLEV strips. Sonikkarasu, it's like a pun of Sonic and Crow. A V2100 or 2100 series Shinkansen Japanese bullet train set flap pack. Costs about £15. There's the back of the packaging, which looks like that. I wonder how this train system is going to work, and we have a bit of cluttering sound from the trains. That's not a good sign, isn't it? Better keep those train layouts a distance, otherwise things will go awry. I think it's a little bit much more better. And look at Trackmaster Luke, he's zooming quite fast at that one, eh? And so is that white and blue bullet train. Even though it doesn't look like a bullet train to me. But what we're going to be taking a look at is the instructions on this product here. Slide the train backwards while handling, or is it holding? I can't really tell, eh? Handling the carriage, and find a hole to plonk it in. Also applies to strip couplings. And here's a disclaimer here, it says couplings may not work properly. That's a bit of a bummer, but it actually does help with those disclaimers. And yes, you can actually play with or without the train tracks while playing with this new toy train range by Flip Flap. And we've also got some test track strips, and the tracks have a triangular end, so yes, you can add glue onto the end, and then slot them through those two holes of the same piece, which is of course at the back there. Obviously it's there, can you see it? But anyways, let me go ahead and unpack this and see what it looks like. MAGLEV strips, what an interesting cool name. Okay, out come the bullet trains, obviously from that very cool MAGLEV strip set. Well, let's take a look at the track first. There's not much track going on here, but obviously it makes sense, because obviously we've got 5 bullet train entities, 2 coupling systems, actually 2 strip couplings, and the way it goes together, I think it's very, very simple. These are the 2 holes I was talking about. These are the little 2 pincers at the front though. If you pretty much slot them through, and if you add a bit of dope of glue on it, probably some super glue or a bit of epoxy. Don't do with hot melt glue, please, because you'll get your hands a bit scalded. That'll be quite vigorously excruciating. And what you can do, I know that it's a bit tough though, but you can actually just slot through the track pieces like that. But there's a bit of an inconsistent level going on here with the track. It doesn't actually sit that well, which in a sense says to me, this train set might be good, but maybe the track is probably the worst off. Well, anyways, let me try and build how this track looks like. But what you can do is pretty much buy some more train sets and pretty much make it into a basic layout. I'm actually thinking of other sets, you know, with points, you know, all sorts of tracks. I would love to see it in its full glory. It would be quite amazing if I saw a train set, you know, just as glorious as something really nice, hey? MAGLEV strips, they look fairly nice. And hey, I don't actually mind making MAGLEV strips, they're quite nice. Let me see. Those holes are a little bit more tedious, and the problem is that those tracks, they would actually just come off easily. But it's only when you add like glue, because obviously adhesive, you know, tools pretty much help to keep the track secure without breaking or falling apart. And there you go, just slot through again. See these little 2 pincers? I'm just moving it backwards, of course, eh? It's like a modular origami set, if you can think of it, eh? Let's get the other tracks sorted out. I'll move the camera. And luckily enough, I don't have to be completely blocked by the trains, which is nice. And rarely enough I would ever do a video with 2 train sets, but that's of course pretty much the first. And why are those tracks coming off there? I don't understand why. Maybe it's because I don't have any glue. That's the trouble, isn't it, hey guys? It's literally the trap. It's like a trap for young players, but also for people like me. But yes, quite hard. Look at this. As you can see that. And I'll just fit these tracks up. Oh yes, that's in. Now you don't need to be a rocket scientist as I'm making this video here, because obviously let's just test out how this bullet train runs in this track, or fits in this track more like. Obviously the way the train has been designed, it actually does look a little bit like a maglev train, but it is a bullet train from Japan. It's a Shinkansen bullet train, and it does ride on well. It actually rides on completely well. I'm not gonna do the whole train set on this because it will take quite a fair bit of time there. In fact, yeah, it actually does run quite well, even though the track's falling apart. So obviously there's plenty of room here, even though I'm not sure how it slides down. It kind of doesn't actually fall. It actually doesn't stay. It actually doesn't get itself holding together, which is a little fault that I've actually found. But nevertheless, it's quite interesting. Actually, it actually does look like there's plenty of room here for. In fact, if I have a go on this, this train, it actually, yeah, it actually works well. It actually doesn't look too bad when it's running on strip paper. How cool is that? I'm actually talking about this paper, and not the paper that they use for Flapping Birds. Obviously that's the track. That's probably the biggest downside. There's not much track involved. But what you can do is pretty much couple those carriages. But one of the most troublesome parts about this train is that the coupling system is just so stupid. You know why? Well, it's not really that stupid. It's just that you just have to slot through those. See that though? There you go. You have to couple those like that. It's actually not that stupid once you start to get a hang of it, eh? It's actually quite simple. And as you were saying, if you're pretty much finding it hard, keep it simple, stupid. Well, obviously. There you go. Oh my god, this is just such rubbish, really. Why is this not fitting in? Maybe it's because that bit there has been folded, so it doesn't even slot well. I don't know why it doesn't slot well. I really don't know why. It does cheese me off a lot though, whenever I think of it, eh? Oh wait, it does fit in. It does have 2 sides to fit in there, the left and the right hand side, but also the middle as well. Let me fit in the other carriage as well. I'm pretty sure that's the other carriage that fits into them. Let me just try and... Oh wow, that looks quite nice. And if I... That's weird, the coupling system on the train actually just... Oh, sort of pokes out just a bit though. But nevertheless, let's see how this train set gets assembled. How is it going to be looking like? Ooh, maybe a bit more re-improving on the back of the carriages and other whatnot. There you go, it looks totally nice. And if I grab the last bullet train carriage, which actually is the power car at the back there, it looks pretty amazing. And it almost looks like it's unreal. Woo-wee! Go bullet train! Let's see how it fits in together. I don't know about you, but we have the slightest problem going on here. Maybe the coupling system is probably the weakest aspect about those trains. But yes, it actually looks quite stunning. Come on. It's actually quite frustrating to get those coupling systems right shoved in, so you can get the more realistic factor, and the carriage is looking like it's about to fall apart. I don't like when toys start to fall apart. it just pretty much sets up the misery. Oh god. It actually is quite tedious thinking about how much those coupling systems are like. Crazy, isn't it? I mean, imagine if the people have been making toys like this. Well, here it is. Not going to do my best to try and show you the best of luck though of making those coupling systems really, really nicely, but there we have a bullet train. In fact, let me just show it to you, and the train's falling apart here. Oh god, it's going to be quite tediously painful, because obviously I'm literally sitting there as I'm making this video. But yes, I'm just trying to assemble the train here. It is so tough. Absolutely bloody tough. Yeah, it's quite crazy. Obviously, Trackmaster Luke is just zooming in quite fast. I'll get these other two pieces of trains together. I'm going to add that coupling system. In fact, the coupling system is just tedious. In fact, it's just a bit horrid in a sense though, because obviously I don't find the coupling system that appealing to me. It's just so weird. I don't know why, but maybe the coupling system is the bad downside factor onto this train system. But nevertheless, it is a fantastic rendition of the Japanese bullet train. And sometimes those coupling systems they just shove at each other, which is just completely horrible. And I've just sneezed. And again, but nevertheless, that's all I can pull off. Just this bullet train. Look at that. It looks really uniquely strange, I suppose, for such a toy that looks like a bullet train. There you go, I've got Pro logos, V2100, Sonikkarasu, FFR. It looks so cool for a bullet train. And if I show you the other side of the bullet train, you can see it's got facial expressions like that of Cars. The Cars franchises I'm talking about. Looks quite nice. It's got like green eyes. It's also got like headlights at the front. It looks like a freaking car. But mind you, this train, how would you say about that? Is it good or is it bad, or am I being a bit indifferent? Is it good or bad and indifferent? I don't know if it is, but yes, I don't know if it's good and bad or indifferent, as I just said before, but it is quite a nice train. It's probably the downside factor is maybe that the train, the way it's been coupled together. Yes, obviously the coupling system is pretty much the letdown for me though, because sometimes you won't find those carriages and coaches to be pretty much coupling easily. You might actually find them quite hard. But nevertheless, for the rail fans, especially those in Japan, they're going to really love it. It actually reminds me of my trip to Malaysia, going to see some, Japanese goods. The Geizo trains, the Tomy Play-Rail trains in Japan. In fact, I want to buy more Tomy Play-Rail trains after making this video, I think. To be honest, it actually feels like I haven't bought so many Japanese trains. I actually want to buy more Japanese trains at the moment, because obviously, Japan has done some very good toys though in the market, I suppose, I mean, it's quite crazy. Outside of Japan and Asia in general, it's very obvious to say that a lot of the stuff that we see in store, they're actually pretty much sold worldwide. Not only that, but they're just pretty much, just the more general stuff. But I'm talking of Asian toys. I'm going to be talking about, Tomy Play-Rail train. I'm talking about the Japanese toy trains, like the bullet trains, or like those ones there. The one that is running, no, not Trackmaster Luke, but that white and blue bullet train. See that? That is what I'm talking about, okay? Tomy Track. It's pretty fine if you can see and how much, on how much nostalgia you can have. But that's the sort of thing that we kind of want it to be back there, because obviously, yes, I actually love Tomy Track. Not gonna lie though, it's actually quite robust. But anyways, let's go ahead and finish off the video with two Valentine's Day cards. We've got a heart that says Happy Valentine's Day, And we've also got this card here, which is in the shape of a lemon. Now, what does it have to do with Valentine's Day, apart from the fact it has Valentine's Day aesthetics? Get out of here, tracking with the loop! Snoop away! Vamoose! Okay, so, as always as usual, it's in the shape of a lemon, and it says, "Will you be my Lemontine? It's Valentine's Day." That's a very weird pun. Yeah, that looks quite nice. And there you go, there's the back of it. It looks totally and utterly awesome. There you go. Thanks for the zest and happy Valentine's Day to your 2022. There you go. There's some more quotes here. It's in the shape of a lemon, and obviously it's got those two, how would you say it, lemon-shaped covers, because we've got that. Obviously, just to make it look like a card. Make it look like a Valentine's Day card. There you go. There you go, you can put your name, you can pretty much put for someone who you really adore or like or love. And there's some love bombs, love ratings. Yeah, that's what we call it. Hope your Valentine's Day is the zest day of your whole life. Of course, it looks quite nice. Or on your whole life, actually. I think that's what it says, on and not off. As in OF, not OFF. There you go, there's some good hearts here. Very lovely. Of course, it's quite a nice Valentine's Day card. Fancy that one, eh? And we've also got this card here, which is in the shape of a heart. It's basically a green and red card shouting out, "Happy Valentine's Day!" Hooray! And there you go. Once you open it up, you can pretty much put your name. And once again, just like the other card, it looks very, very nice. In fact, there you go, there's the name here, and you can see it. Happy Valentine's Day. I actually love the part where it's in the shape of a heart. I think I did one of those products before where it was like a, you know, a penguin themed sort of card. In fact, when you open this one up, there you go, there's artwork on the back here. It's just a red background with chocolate hearts. Doesn't sound unhealthy whenever you think of chocolate until you eat loads of it. But there you go. That's pretty nicely detailed. I can tell you what, the train set noise is just definitely, it's deafening and raucous at the moment though, eh? Oh my crockies, I bet you what, my ears are gonna get excruciated by all of that train noise. But yes, it's actually quite funny watching the trains going by despite the noise. But yes, looks quite nice for a Valentine's Day card. Lovely, isn't it? Well, I think that's about it in this very, very basic review about a Japanese bullet train. And also those two cards, which of course, those ones there, I love the fact that the letter O is pretty much a replacement of, you know, well, obviously the hearts are the replacements of the letter O's, which is nice to see. But anyways, I hope you really enjoyed in this very interesting video, and in this very interesting video after that, I'm actually going to be pretty much make a lot more memes on my AMG Flap. But anyways, please give this video a good like, subscribe for more such videos in the future, and until next time, thanks so much for watching. Happy Valentine's Day if you're watching this very interesting video, because we're going to look at some Valentine's Day cards. And as always, goodbye for now.